Hi, I'm Chris Haigh and this is the Fiddle channel, and today we're going to play Foggy Mountain Top. Foggy Mountain Top was a request for Mary, one of my supporters on Patreon. This is a song written by the Carter sisters, recorded by Flat and Scruggs. It's commonly played in either C or G, and we're going to do it in the key of C. I'm going to give you 4 versions. I'm going to give you the very simple vocal melody. I'm going to give you a version of that, but using some double stops or drones to emphasize the chords. I'm going to give you a solo in first position that uses some fancy double stops, and a solo that's entirely in second position, which is often quite a good idea in the key of C. So let's start off with basic melody. Too basic to be useful in itself, but here goes anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's what I call the skeleton of the melody, and it's very good to have that in your head even if you never actually play it like that, apart from the first few times you're practicing this, because it doesn't sound fiddly, it doesn't sound old-timey or bluegrassy. So the first thing you have to do is to find some drones or double stops that will emphasize the chord changes. So the first one, a G over C. So, and then instead of E, D, C, do a E flat, bending down to the D. So, and then instead of, we're going to do a C over F. So that's parallel fifths, and then the C goes down and the E goes down below it. So then you can hear that the chord has gone, that it's done that. So that first line again, then sim again, and then for the G, we're playing a high G with a D below it. Same line again. So that's G over C, E, G over D, C over G. And this is a typical ending line. It's kind of a major blues. And you'll get that kind of line in at the end of loads of phrases in old time and bluegrass. So let's do first of all the plain melody and then the double stop melody over the backing. Now with the drones. Now you could almost build a solo around that second version, assuming you were going to do an instrumental break. But we're going to take a more adventurous approach. So the first position solo goes like this. So the first thing we're going to do is a kick off, E, F, F sharp, G. And I will always do down, up, up. To start with a strong down bow at the beginning of the actual melody. And I do have a video all about kickoffs, which you might find useful. That's straightforward. And then, so this is a nice line to go from F to C. So 2/4, start to drag the fourth finger down, and then it's open over second, and then 2/3. So your ear is going to suggest that that fourth finger is actually sliding all the way from A to F. But just a little bit of a drag is all you really need. So that's the first line. We start the second line also with 2/3, and it's just one bar of Georgia shuffle. And then a descending line, and then here's a really useful line for a G chord, a G7 chord. So it's G over A, 3/1. Keep the third finger on, put your second finger next to the first finger. Bring that second finger up. So up to there. So 2/1, flat first finger, open over 2. 2/3 again. 1/3, 1/2, 1/2. So that's a nice move going down. And then this is kind of the equivalent of what we had before, but it's going up. So let's do all of that solo with the backing. Okay, now the key of C is not the easiest of keys for bluegrass because your drones are limited. But in second position, you can do the fiddle capo on C and G. And you can drone the whole time. And you can use the same fingering as you would use for B or E or F or F sharp. So that's from that point of view, it really opens up you to learn complicated stuff on the fingers and then use them in any key. So we're not going to do as much double stopping here, but we're going to stay all in second position. So starting off with the fourth finger, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1 over flat 3, 1/3, 1/2, and then onto the D string, then 3/2, bring that third down, and 1/2. Next line, 1/3, 1/1, 3/1. So that line again. And then 1, 2, 3. So that again, slowly. So let's do the whole thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. and let's do all of that with the backing. Now, I'm not suggesting that you learn either of these solos, although they do, they would both function as proper solos. But the best thing is to pick out the bits that you like. So there might be a bit from the first position and a bit from the third position, or the second position rather, or any other licks that you picked up that you can mix and match together. And eventually, when you've been doing this for a few years, all of those ideas will be stacked up in your head, and they will just come out without you thinking, which is your Shangri-La, shall we say. So, hope you found this useful. If you'd like a copy of a free PDF with all of these versions, do subscribe to the channel, send me an email, I will send you a PDF. And if you'd like to get hold of all of my PDFs in one go, do please consider joining me on Patreon, because it's the Patreon that keeps these videos coming. Thank you for watching. See you again soon.